How's it going, guys? Vaibhav here and welcome to a video talking about the Apple iPhone 12's 5G and comparing it with the iPhone 11's 4G LTE and sort of telling you guys what the differences between these speed ranges are and if you should upgrade. In Apple's perspective, you should. That's one of the biggest selling points of the iPhone 12 series and they've made it very clear from their keynote. Here's a snippet of just how many times they say 5G.
5G, 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 5G,
5G, 5G, 5G, 5G, 5G.
Okay, I'm gonna cut at that because you get the point. I'm gonna go straight to the 5G coverage map here in Dubai, UAE, where I stay. So where I stay, where my house is situated, we do not get 5G bands, and this wasn't a surprise to me because I've done a lot of testing of other phones that came with 5G, but I couldn't get the 5G bands here at my house, so I had to go outside to test. But it was the same for the iPhone 12 as well. And from the coverage map, you can see that towards the downtown area where most of the lavish buildings, including Burj Khalifa, are, that's where most of the 5G is concentrated towards, the modern main and developed part of Dubai. So what I had to do was drive about 5 to 10 minutes, get to that place and then test out both 4G as well as 5G. So 4G on the iPhone 11 and 5G on the iPhone 12 to see what the difference really is when you compare it in a real world test. Okay, so beginning with the iPhone 11, this was 4G LTE and I'm using speedtest.net, the application on both these smartphones, and as you can see from the iPhone 11, we got a download speed of about 150 Mbps and an upload speed of about 40 Mbps, which is nothing to brag about, but at the same time, it's not too shabby at all. So if you want to do your regular streaming, music, etc., that speed is more than enough. It rivals some Wi-Fi speeds here in some of the places I've been to, including some households. So it's nothing to, be disappointed about. But then I switched to 5G. Now these tests aren't repeated more than once because I had a very limited amount of data that I could use for these tests. So I did the iPhone 11 test once and I also did the iPhone 12 test once to keep it fair between both the smartphones, but not repeat them multiple times. So on the iPhone 12, we got a download speed of about 470 Mbps or just shy of 500 Mbps, which is still not the fastest that you can get. So I'm guessing in other 5G regions where, the bands are more receptive or, where the coverage is more direct, you get a faster speed. I can guess to about 1 Gbps, but it wasn't the case here. So you could say an average increase about 3 times compared to 4G LTE, which again is very significant, and 500 Mbps when you're out and about is nothing to be, disappointed about. So that's a good speed increase in my opinion. But when you were looking at upload speeds, that's when things started to go a bit downhill because the upload speeds on 5G were actually lower than they are on 4G. So it was about 10 Mbps on the iPhone 12, whereas on the iPhone 11, it was 40 Mbps. So I guess that's sort of the inconsistency that you have to face with 5G and it being sort of a premature connectivity topic. I don't think it's out there in its full force just yet, and it's going to take maybe 1 year or maybe even 2 years to fully develop and fully bring you that consistent speeds that maybe you're used to with 4G, but that's something to keep in mind. Now, this may vary depending on the country you're in. In the UAE, I've seen many people sort of not get the fastest upload speeds, but get the fastest download speed. So maybe uploads are being worked at, and maybe in the near future, the iPhone 12 will be able to pull a decent enough increase in uploads as well. But for the time being, where I tested in the UAE and Dubai, you can definitely sort of expect an increase in the download speeds, but not so much the upload speeds for the time being. So that about wraps up this video. Let me know if you guys found it useful. If you want me to do something similar with these smartphones in another area, I'll be happy to do that as well, as long as I have the data for that. But thanks for watching. This was Vaibhav, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.